Come on, find them squirrels. That's it, Rod. Go find them.
You get them.
Hello, folks. Hope everybody's doing well out there today. She finally warmed up a bit here in Saskatchewan. Yeehaw. Man, got to see some bare ground out here finally. Still lots of snow on the trees, but all my grass in the front yard is snows off of it. Gets me all excited about this year. Football season starting in the CFL. Soon come. Can't wait. I think I'm really looking forward to this season, man. There's a lot of changes, and gotta be careful here. A lot of these snow that is left is still pretty slippery here. I don't want to go down again. Went down a few times here. But anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to this year, man. Oh, wow. Can't wait. Exciting things happening with the riders and all around the league. There's a lot of changes. Where the hell shall I start? Maybe I'll start from way out east. Way out west, where the BC Lions. Big changes there, big changes. You know, they got, that's where the new coaching, Buck Pierce, left the Bombers, and he's gone out to be head coach of the BC Lions, and that should be very, wonder how that'll turn out. You know, new coach, a lot of different things happening there. You never know with a new coach how it's going to turn out. A couple of them in the West, new coaching staff. But with Pierce, at least he's got Benavides there. Mike Benavides, he's been around for a while. I'm sure he can help steady the ship for him. And of course, with BC, I wonder how Rourke will come back. And no more excuses that he has to learn this game again. To either get out and play good, or, you know, he did have his moments and was a big standout there for a while when he was playing up here in the CFL, but I don't know. We'll see how he does. You know, I like his style of quarterback, of course. He's always a threat to run the ball. And them with having, I don't know, they switched up Steinbeck and they took Butler. I don't know about that move for them. But they still got Betts. They re-signed him. He's decent on defense. I don't know. It's got a mixed bag with BC. You know, how's Rourke gonna do? You know, what if he goes down? All they've got is Mazzoli. Yeah, and I don't know about that. I think they got one other guy, Price, I think. He's another one there. There's a lot of unknowns there for backup for sure for BC. You know, they got a couple. Oh yeah, they signed a couple decent O linemen. Deshaun Allen coming in at tackle, and they still got that Broxton. He's decent from last season. So the old line looks pretty good. I don't know. We'll see how they do. The biggest thing there with them is the new coach, head coach, how that works out for them. Who else are next? Oh, Calgary. Dickinson there. I don't know. I didn't follow much going on with him this off season. Nothing really exciting signings that I can pick up anyway, that I did pick up. But Dickinson, you know, everybody said he's over his head with doing head coaching and general manager, but I don't know about how much general managing he does. Hoffnagel's still on the scene there, and he's got his son there. I don't know. And I guess it'll all hinge on how Vernon Adams can do for them. You know, that's another big mystery. You know, Adams been around the league. He's been, I don't know how many teams he's been on. You know, he had his moments, and sure, he was doing good for BC, and then they had the big controversy between Rourke and Adams in BC. Of course, he had to get rid of one. BC was a mile over the salary cap because of Rourke, and then they lost 2 draft picks because of being over the cap, and Calgary gets them. So that's the only bonus for Calgary for being in the bottom. I think that's stupid the way they do it. They give them both draft picks. That I don't know how that doesn't seem like a very fair way of doing things, but I guess that's the rules. You know, they don't even have, I don't even know about their backups. What do they got? That Bonner, PJ Walker. I've seen that guy play a bit. He wasn't too bad. But with Adams, he's another quarterback that, you know, he likes his running, and that's the way to have my kind of quarterback. But you know, he could go down at any moment, and see how their backup is. I think they're not going to do that well this year. I think they'll be struggling, another year of struggling for them. But you never know, that's for sure. And then on to Edmonton. Well, what can I say about Edmonton? Man, old Hervé, he's been in the news lots, and he made a hell of a lot of changes, let me tell you. He picked up a lot of guys, mainly from Toronto, and there's going to be big changes there. And plus, they've got at quarterback, they're banking their money on Trey Ford. Give him a pretty good contract, and yeah, he's got lots of possibilities, but again, not a proven commodity in the CFL as of yet. I really liked him. I liked it. Again, he's a running quarterback. That's 3 in a row, and all similar type styles, and it'll be very interesting with them. They got a good running game. They got rid of what it was, a Brown, one of their main running backs, but they still got 2 really good ones. Edmonton, they picked up a whole pile of guys. The main ones from Winnipeg, that Ford, defensive back. Oh, they got that Robbie Smith. I liked him too. Mechie, Kresna, Jake Kresna, D-line, Brickman too. You know, D-line, they've improved in a lot of areas. And I think they're going to move up the win board compared to last season, that's for sure. I'm excited to see that team. See how all those changes, if they make a big difference or not. I'm sure it will. They've added a lot of key pieces. Old Elks, I always want to call them the Eskimos. Probably all the rest of my life I'll be calling them the Eskimos. That's what I've known them for. They were my most dreaded team to play for years and years and years, and I've got a feeling they might be on the way back. Yeah, like I said, it'll all depend on what Ford does, but they've got themselves a damn decent backup with Cody going there. Signed a reasonable contract for them, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see no rider. I wouldn't be surprised to see Cody in there this year. Like, a lot of question marks on Ty Ford. Like I said, they sort of sealed up a pretty good, decent backup. Then we're to Winnipeg. Gonna be interesting over there too. I don't know how they'll do. They're sort of a bit on the decline, and how long is Zach gonna stand up this year? Like, I'd be shocked if he made all the games this year. Never know. He's getting up there, and years ago he was one clunk away from having another concussion. And who's their backup? You know, like, they got our old guys there. Amazing. They got Dolegala there and Shea Patterson. Oh, they got that Wilson too. I didn't mind him actually. He's not a bad backup. But they lost a lot of guys. Calgary, damn, it's slippery right here. Should have went a little later. It's only about 5 above now, and it hasn't thawed this stuff out yet. These damn slippery places. Have to crawl along here. But you know, they lost that Trey Ford and Lawler. They lost Dobson. Yeah, you know, I don't know who they filled them in. Anybody out there watching my videos for Winnipeg, what do you think their chances are this season? That goes for anybody in all these other teams. Let me put in the comments what you think, how your teams are going to do, you know, and what changes that are exciting you for this season. You know, I follow the CFL fairly good, but not all the teams, that's for damn sure. You can't count Winnipeg out at the best of times. I think they got one of the better coaches in the league with O'Shea, and he can make a difference in the win and loss column. They got no Big Hill this year. I haven't even heard what happened to him, but I don't think they replaced him with that Jones, and he stood up pretty damn good for him, if you ask me. In fact, I think he was an upgrade from from Big Hill. Big Hill was going downhill, but you know, they've got a whole different offensive coordinator. He's got Jason Hogan. You know, what's he gonna do? Not much experience, you know, and they still got that younger on defensive coordinator, but Reggie Hall, he's still there. I never did figure out that move when they got rid of Hall and replaced him with younger, and then Hall managed is staying on there, which really shocked me. Damn, it's real slippery right here. Christ almighty, I better be careful here. I'm too old to be going down. I should have a helmet on maybe. Oh well, get it here on the grassy part where it's finally melting down a bit. Can't wait until all this shit's gone. Had enough of snow. We've sure had some beautiful weather lately. Yeah, Winnipeg, they still got Oliveira. It's one of the premier running backs of the league, no doubt about that. He's got a few miles on him now, but I don't expect him to slow down much. And Zach can be dangerous. My way of thinking is the top 3, I think, are going to be BC, Edmonton, and Saskatchewan in the West. And I think Calgary and Winnipeg will be fighting for that playoff spot. And that's just my prediction, just by what I've seen. But predictions are impossible until the first bloody snaps. Like, they put out these power rankings, and until you see how these guys all play together, you haven't got a clue, really. It's just my feelings of what the team rounded up and how much they changed from last season. And I'm just moving Edmonton up because of all those bloody changes. I suppose you could mark Edmonton back. They also have a new coach, Mark Calum from Calgary. So that might be the only setback, but it might also be a positive. Same thing as BC. But when you got a new head coach, you just never know. But they got, you know, like that Masamic. He's been around for a bit too, as offensive coordinator there in Edmonton. Oh, what else? Oh, they got J.C. Sherritt went over there too, I think, from the Riders, and he's gonna be their defensive coordinator. That'll be the first year for them too. Wonder how that'll turn out. Then we go on to the Riders. I'm really excited about that. And I think we can improve one more game this season. One more game. We got to the West Final last year, and I think we can move on to the Grey Cup. That's what I'd really like to see, the Riders in the Grey Cup. Like I said, we got to the West Final, one more next year. That'll make me happy, and once we're in that show, last game, you never know what can happen. But I really like what O'Day did this season, off season. Filled a lot of nice gaps that I think we needed. I think probably the only thing that's a little bit sketchy to me is the D-line still. You know, got a bit of experience there still, but with Johnson I still, you know, wonder about that. But I think the biggest signing for the Riders this off season was Tommy Stevens. I really do. A quarterback out of Calgary, short yardage. I think short yardage is going to get to be more and more important in the CFL, like it is in the NFL now. They're going for short yardage a lot more, a hell of a lot more. And you know, you want to keep that ball if you can. And the Riders last season, I would say we were the worst at for 1 yard gambles, and even going for 1 yard on the second down, where you have all sorts of options. We still would try to get 1 yard by rushing and go nowhere. You know, I just couldn't figure it out. We were hopeless. And hopefully this Tommy Stevens, you know, he had some good success. He's a really big dude, and he's got running skills. He can even throw the ball if he wants, and so it gives you a lot of options on your short yardage. And that coach, he tends to go for it, you know. And I want him to go for it, especially if we got decent, even if we were at center field. Man, if you got a confident guy that can get you that first down, you know, go for it. You know, I'm all for that. What else, O'Day? Oh, there was a nice find when getting that Devin Campbell. Getting Tevon Campbell out there, coming back from the NFL. I hope he can play and fill in that spot. Then we can use Sales out on the one side. We got him back, and get him filling the other corner. It'll be sort of iffy on if Fields can play like he did. We got a lot of guys that'll fill in those other spots, but those were ones that were missing. They did bring in, oh, they got Jordan Smith. That was another really good ad on the D line. And they got a couple other guys. They got Rondell Bothrold. They just signed another guy, Aaron Patrick, I think his name is, a big dude too. And they got Mike Rose. That should help too. We'll see. That'll be a position up for grabs at camp. I'll be really watching those ones when camp starts. Well, on the O-line, you know, they added that Sean McEwen. I was amazed they could get him. And then they got Gagnon, Philip Gagnon too. So our offensive line should be a hell of a lot more stable. For all the changes we had last year, man, adding those guys in there, I tell you, that's going to be, I think, a pretty good offensive line. Hopefully we can run the ball better, and hopefully AJ can have a better season. Sounds like he's in pretty good shape, and I think when we got him, he was damaged goods. I said that right off the bat in training camp. He looked like he was hobbled to me, and so we'll see what it looks like this training camp. But we still got the backup with Armstead, a hell of a good 1-2 punch. And of course we've got the same problem with aging quarterback with Harris. You know, I read recently he was playing injured last year with a knee problems, but hopefully he's 100% and can make the majority of the games. And O'Day managed to snag Mayer from Calgary. He's a decent backup, you know, with some experience. He's never my favorite, but well, I think he's a decent guy for backup if we need to fill in for a few games. He's similar bloody style to Harris, so they wouldn't even have to change the playbook much for him. He's not much for running the ball either. Everybody knows that watches here that I prefer a quarterback that can get on his horse and make a first down. But with those changes, you know, everything else is pretty well. They kept a lot of the guys we had last season, and that's a good thing. We should be able to move on to that Grey Cup game. I really looking forward to what Corey Mace has in store for us this season. I think it's going to be all positive. Of course, again, it's going to matter of the injuries. But anyway, that's it. This video is long enough. We'll see. Like I said, I'll make a video here. I'll maybe go out and get my bike out for the first time this season this afternoon. We'll see how it is. Hopefully there's not too much wind, and talk about the East Division. But anybody out there that knows anything about the teams I was talking about, a lot of people on here are from other teams, which I really like. I'll go over the East next, and please comment down below, subscribe, and thanks for watching my videos. You wouldn't believe how much I appreciate it. Gives this old timer something to do. And comment down below. I really enjoy what you got to think about what our riders are going to do this year, and how the other teams are going to round up the season. Like I said, I think it's going to be a real interesting season with all these changes, especially the coaching staffs out west. Big changes, man. 2 of the 5 teams all got changes. Anyway, before I fall on my ass here, I'll let you go, and thanks for watching, and take care, and go Riders go.